Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I've got this look here for you today, and this is inspired by this palette here, and this is the Cinderella palette from MAC. I was lucky enough to pick it up, but I picked it up on eBay for a little bit more expensive than on the website or in store, but it was because it was completely sold out everywhere. People went mad for it. I can tell why. It's a beautiful neutral palette, but these 5 here are permanent, so if you are a MAC collector you probably already have these shades here. And then up in the corner is the newest shade, and it is called Stoke of Midnight, and it's just a black with a reddish purplish glitter in it. So you don't have to run out to get this palette to recreate this look. You can choose whatever you like. This look is inspired for a day date. So if you're going to go out with the girls and you want to look a little bit special, or if you want to go out with your partners and you want to go on a date, so somewhere like a nice lunch, this would be absolutely perfect. So it is a little bit glamorous, so obviously you don't have to do this much, but I really like it. And by the way, if you haven't seen my previous video, I'll link it up here. This is my evening skincare routine ready for my wedding, and if you click on Harry Potter's face, he always says please subscribe, so click on him. So let's get on to the video. First off, let's put a clip in my hair so I don't get any foundation in it. So I've mixed 2 shades on my hand here, and this is my skin bases from Illamasqua, and this one's in 06 and this one is in 01, which is basically white. I'm super pale, so I have to mix my foundations. But for any of you super pale girls, definitely go pick up the white foundation. It is like my best friend, and I can mix it with any foundation. So I'm just going to mix a little bit in my hand. So I've kind of got the shade that's right for me. I'm going to dot that on my face. And I'm going to use a Real Techniques sponge just to press that all into the skin. And by the way, using a sponge will leave the skin a lot more natural looking, like you don't have that much foundation on, or any foundation on. If you can see some shiny bits by here, it's because I've used a satin primer by Illamasqua, and I've just placed that on the top bits of my cheekbones, and the lights are quite bright, they're shining back off it, but in real life it's hardly anything. In camera I look like I've gotten really oily when I'm never oily. I'm going to do concealer afterwards, after I've done my eyeshadow. I'm going to go in with Painterly from MAC, and this is just a skin base, or a paint pot as such. It's not a skin base, it's a paint pot. And this is going to neutralise my eyes out, but it's also going to allow the eyeshadows I put on next to be as vibrant as I possibly can get it. So I'm going to go into the star of the show, and this is the just Cinderella for you guys palette. And because I'm doing this tutorial, I've got a top on with all the Cinderella characters and all the other characters. I'm going to go in with this brush here, and this is my Luxe Smoky Shader by Zoeva, and this is 234, and I'm going to go into the lightest shade here, and this is called Vapour. And by the way, if you haven't got your hands onto the Cinderella palette, which is gorgeous, all these shades here, except for this one, are already in the MAC counter, so if you've already got it, use it. But these are really neutral colours, so obviously you can just get whichever ones that you have, or is cheap. Like, you don't have to go for MAC products. So I'm going to apply that all over the lid. And I'm just pressing that on in little small tapping motions. By the way, I wouldn't say this is the best shadow. It's kind of slightly dry, so sometimes using your fingers works a little bit better with products like that, because you get a much more pigment. So now I'm going to go in with this shade here, and this is Omega. And I'm going to be using my Zoeva Luxe Soft Definer in 227. So I'm just dabbing that slightly into it, tapping off the excess. And I'm just going to be applying that. I'm not going to come into this triangle this time. Just going to be applying that into the crease. So I'm looking down into a mirror so I can see the line where my crease naturally is. If you look straight ahead, place the brush in, and then look down in order to apply it. And by the way, this eyeshadow is matte and is a kind of browny, greyish green colour, but it's really pretty on the eye. It sounds more disgusting when I describe it. I'm just going to go in with my clean 228 crease brush by Zoeva and just blending those edges out so they're lovely and soft. A very, very small crease brush. This is the Define Crease 224 by Zoeva, and I'm going in with this shade here, and this is called Quarry, and it's sort of like a pinky brown. And I'm just going to be literally applying that on the outer edges in the crease. And that's just gonna strengthen that crease up and make it a little bit stronger and add a bit of depth. I'm gonna go back in with that fluffy brush and apply a little bit more of the first colour that I put in my crease, which is this shade here, and just going slightly on top of it just to make sure that I see both colours and it's well blended. So now I'm going back in with a flat brush, and I'm going to be using this shade here, which is Vapour. No, it is Ploof, sorry. Yes, Ploof. And I'm just going to be applying a little bit on the inner corner. So this is still a light shade, but it's a little bit more shimmery. And I'm just going to be applying that to the inner corners of the eye and bringing that into the inner tear ducts. Underneath, I'm going to go into Omega, which is this shade here, and I'm just going to be applying that underneath. And now for a bit of eyeliner, I'm going to go into this shade here, which is a black with sort of purple shimmer, and this is called Stoke of Midnight. So I'm looking down into a mirror and applying it to the closest area of my lash line, and then creating a line out, and then bringing that into a triangle. And then I'm slightly thickening it out just to balance out that flick. Roller lash, and by the way, I love this. I really need to buy a new one. You can curl your lashes if you like. By the way, the roller lash is by Benefit. I've done a video on it before, so please go check that out. So I've just added a little bit of concealer, and I've used I don't even know what this is, L'Oreal Eraser. Basically it's in quite a bit of a darker colour than my skin tone, but what I like to do is I like to apply it just in the areas that I'm quite blue, because that gives it sort of that orangey tone, and then I go in with a lighter shade. So I'm going to be using quite a lot of MAC today, I'm really sorry. I'm using MAC NC15 Studio Finish Concealer. So I'm just going to press the other product in just to make sure I get rid of any excess on my finger. I'm then going to go in to the pot, and this is in a Zoeva Concealer Buffer Brush. I'm just going to be applying over that area there and bring it in. Some of you might not need to do the inner corners there, but because my eyes are quite blue, because I am so pale, I have to put it there. And just underneath the eyes then. I'm also going to apply it around my eyebrow. As well, just I don't know, I just put it there. I'm now going to do my eyebrows. Once I've done that, I'm going to come back. And what I'm going to be using for my eyebrows is Pixie Natural Brow Duo. By the way, warning, I had to snap a little bit of this off in order for the product to not be dry. So I have had to, I wouldn't recommend it as such, but since I have it, I'm going to use it. So now for blush, I'm going to go in with a really pretty pink, because yeah, this is a Cinderella collection, so I'm going to go in this shade here. Again, this is MAC. I don't know why I'm using so much MAC today, but this is at Dusk. I'm going to add to the Disney theme, and I'm going to go in with this shade here, which is by Tiny Bear, and it's Aurora. So this is my look done. I hope you like it. This is kind of a glamorous daytime look. So especially if you're going out for drinks or meal in the day, I think this would be beautiful. If you do recreate this look, please follow me on Instagram and please tag me into the picture. I'll leave my details here. And if we use the hashtag CinderellaJoe, I can go check out the look that you've recreated. I hope you have fun doing it. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Please click on Harry Potter because he always says to subscribe, and leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Give me ideas of what you might want next. Thanks ever so much for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.